Back to
Keep, yeah, go. Alright guys, welcome back to Let's Play Journey Georgians Part 4. This is your host, Mr. Untouchables. Without further ado, let's get started.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You never told us your name.
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
We need to bring Loghain to judgment. Why would he do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon. By ourselves? No Grey Warden has ever defeated a Blight without the army of a half-dozen nations in fact. Not to mention, I don't know how.
How to kill the Archdemon, or how to raise an army? It seems to me those are two different questions, Have the Wardens no allies these days?
I don't know. Duncan said that the Grey Wardens of Orlais had been called, and Arleman would never stand for this, surely. I suppose. Arleman wasn't an Oscar, he still has all his men. And he was Caelan's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the landsmen. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help. Of course, the treaties. Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during the Blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arleman, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens. No, thank you. Now, before you go, there is... Monsieur, the Grey Wardens are leaving. Such a shame. What? You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ear. Have I no say in this? You have been itching to get out of the wilds, Smithy. Look, if you do not wish help,
Point.
you must stay. And you, Wardens. Allow me to... Or if you prefer, I shall... you dear. Well,
I guess you're right. The Grey.
I am so pleased to have your approval. I may have answers. I know a few spells.
Can you?
I can cook.
You missed chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Yeah.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you. Bavaria like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
What do you wish of me? If you must. I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's. The chastened have tales of weeping, when a child is alone and separate. Changing of, why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish? There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary. The form of an animal is different from my own. I gain nothing by studying another human. No, the zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners. I am surprised you think so. Still, indeed. Have you an opinion? Oh, you're simply full of surprises, little man, aren't you? But enough of such talk, a fine gift. You have my thanks. What do you wish of me? If you must. Why do you ask me such questions? Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wild? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness. For the most part, Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for. Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a Jason who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language. Most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested. I do not know how well I lie, but I will do whatever I must in order to survive. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, it is not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting? To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hands? To fight an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again. Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat in the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes? Yes? At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees. Such simple pleasures will only enthrall for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds. She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken. And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been. They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality. Yes? So, full of questions, are you? You are very cute to ask so many questions. Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more. I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps it was bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them once. It was a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait, a little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Hurry up.
Sometimes, eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or Maleficarum. Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates, and apostates could become Maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true, still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit. Oh, I hope you're not simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change. Enough of this talk, let us return to the task at hand. Yes? So, full of questions, are you? Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be? Oh, she is certainly old. I have no mistake of that. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the Jasons still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience. No doubt such a tale has mutated much over time and telling. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire. As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her. Many centuries before this land was even named Ferelden, the tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed. Aye, it was. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement in the first place. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned the deed, and swore revenge. Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies. The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Jasons never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Jasons that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began. Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless. Nothing. I find myself a little envious. Yes? So, full of questions. I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me. Truly, I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very... It is not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man. As a matter of fact, I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, much like my own, long and lustrous. But how could that be if she is centuries old? I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though I have never met. Must one? Flemeth taught me everything. I shall take this as a compliment. Take yourself. I do not consider it an imitation.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. Led by a dwarf, oddly enough.
They don't look much like their mother, you know. Maybe we should conduct this in class.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Training on those fleeing dogs for, I suppose.
They are fools.
I'm gonna start
That anyway, please someone.
Could I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks odd.
The toll applies to everyone, Andre. That's why it's a toll.
Oh, right.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then.
Time for more. I think we will ride together. We surrender. We're just trying to get by before the dark spawn get us all. Yes, of course. We should have been more careful. Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Bless you. The dark spawn can have this.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
So you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble when I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
But how can I? He is right.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly with.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we... I agree. Have you looked at them? There are 3 main groups that we have treaties for. I also still think that Arlene in it. I can give you directions. Then you have a plan. Fair enough? Let's head...
Yes? We are hardly alone, so what's this? Tis a rather odd knot. Yes? We are hardly alone, so privacy. You are already on my good side, such as it is. Let me see. I would expect that.
There. If you're looking for stations, back off.
You prof.
It's. Oh, you there. You looking. I'm the only one with something.
He isn't. You
Look, stranger, I'm 100 silver.
you would actually do the fine. A fine?
Your son.
Ha! Serve that way. Right, fair enough. This way.
Have you seen my mother? Simi, she said she'd be right behind me. Mother said I wasn't to go a whole silver. Wow, thank you. So, you're a dwarf. Father says dwarves are really greedy, but you're not greedy at all. Thank you for helping.
So what's the deal with you and him anyway? Dare I ask?
Him? Him who? Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You know exactly who I'm talking about. Did you see the new recruiters out?
Well, look what we have here. I think we've just been blessed.
Low gains, man. This can't be good.
Didn't we spend all morning asking about a dwarf by this very description? And everyone said they hadn't seen one.
It seems we were right.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for trouble. These are no doubt to be more poor souls seeking refuge.
They're more than that. They'll stay up always, sister. You protect these traitors, you'll get the same as them.
You don't need my protection, but these men will blindly follow their master's command even unto death.
I am not the blind one. I served at Ostagar, when a turn saved us from the Grey Warden's treachery. I served him gladly. Enough talk. Take the Warden into custody. Kill the sister and anyone else that gets in your way.
Right, let's make this quick.
Now let's see. Which one?
Right, you've won. Surrender.
Good. They've learned their lesson and we can all stop fighting now.
Please wait!
They have surrendered. They were no match for you. Let them be. But they failed, and I do not wish death on anyone. I apologize for interfering, but I couldn't just sit by and not help. And I know that you did what you had to. I do wish they had backed down, however. Let me introduce myself. I am Liliana, one of the lay sisters of the Charm. Those men, I know after what happened, you will need all the help you can get. That, and a maker wants me to go with you. Then, you believe me? I knew the Maker had sent a true dream. The vision that by serving you, I serve his holy plan.
Perhaps your skull was cracked worse than mother thought.
Thank you.
works out.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
As I live and I represent. I'm sure you know that times are getting. Our leader, unlike most who work, that me.
Did you speak of that knife?